wrestling aspect, we got a couple things to talk about. I'm going to talk about, you see these companies on the top of my screen here. We're going to talk about a couple of things. Where do we want to start off with? I want to start off with WWE, the World Wrestling Entertainment, the biggest wrestling company in the world, the global juggernaut of the business. Am I enjoying the product? Am I enjoying Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown? I'm 50-50. I feel like a lot of the behind the scenes corporate stuff that we hear about, not really hearing about, I mean, it's been playing out on TV the last few weeks, the last few months, especially leading up to WrestleMania. The talent have brought it up in their promos. That's kind of turning me off a little bit from the product. It's the ticket prices, the same spiel that me and my guys over at the Sports Jedi Network talk about every single week. It does turn me off a little bit as a fan. But let's talk about the creative. Let's talk about the product of the WWE. Let's start off with Friday Night SmackDown. For the most part, it has not been great. It has not been good, really at all, in 2026. Road Dogg was there. Now he's gone. He announces his departure, and all of a sudden the show's worse. It's, if not worse, equally as bad. Like Kev says, they got to make this show worth watching on a Friday night, especially now that the summer's coming up, good weather, to make me want to watch pro wrestling for 3 hours. Now, granted, it doesn't take a .net or bodyslam.net, whoever the fuck's reporting this shit, to tell me that SmackDown is going to be live for 2 hours going into the summer. We know that. If you've been watching SmackDown for the last 5 fucking years, you would know this. It's not a surprise. The last 3 years, I would say. It's not a surprise. Okay, let's get that out of the way. It's the creative. It's the creative that's not hitting it. It's not hitting. We have tag team champions that aren't a real tag team. They just released their only good tag team in the Motor City Machine Guns. That division's dead. You have Tiffany Stratton as your United States champion and Rhea Ripley as your world champion. That women's division seems dead because you got nobody else. I mean, you're really recycling to 2 former world champions carrying your women's division over on SmackDown with nobody challenging. Nobody's there. Now, granted, I think JC Jane is going to change that women's division tremendously. I think they're going to. I wouldn't be surprised if they make her the United States champion and have her run that division for a while, beating Tiffany Stratton. Hell, if she gets a world title run, I wouldn't be upset. She's proved herself when she was the TNA world champion and the NXT champion. She's great. I like her, the addition to her on Friday Night SmackDown. But still, I mean, that women's division over there has a lot of work to do. And then even with your main card, even with your main event scene, we're fucking rinsing and repeating Cody Rhodes and everybody that he has gone against. He's been world champion, 3 times since coming back to WWE? Who the hell is left for this guy to fight, to challenge? He's not going to challenge Trick. Trick would be the only person I would want to see up and coming challenge for Cody, but he's the United States champion. There's nobody on Friday Night SmackDown that could live up to the Cody Rhodes level. And that's a creative issue. It's not a star issue. You can easily move an LA Knight to Friday Night SmackDown when he's fucking playing whatever on Monday Night Raw with the Usos and I Show Speed. Move him to Friday nights, make him a legit threat, and have him go against Cody Rhodes. Have him be your WWE champion. Something new, something fresh. When Drew McIntyre comes back, are we going to get him and Cody again? Now, granted, I would have liked to seen Fatu and Cody for the world title. But again, we saw that. Didn't we see that at Saturday night's main event? There's nobody on Friday Night SmackDown to challenge Cody Rhodes. It doesn't make that division interesting, doesn't make the show interesting. Monday Night Raw is interesting, even before Roman Reigns was the world champion. Monday Night Raw, you have Gunther, Oba Femi, Seth Rollins, The Vision, now Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Becky, AJ. The tag team division still fucking sucks, yes, but they actually have a legit tag team as your tag team champions. The women's division, you got Liv Morgan, right? You got Roxanne, you got Stephanie, you got Raquel, you got Bailey, you got Becky, you got AJ, you got Lyra, you got a solid mid-card division, man. Maxine Dupree, you got Natty. There's people in that women's division there. Your main card scene, you got, like I said, you got Gunther, Seth, Roman, Punk, Oba. Brock Lesnar appears on Monday Night Raw. I know he's retired, but you get what I mean, right? Monday Night Raw is obviously, SmackDown's always been the B show, but it's clear as day now in 2026 that because Monday Night Raw is on Netflix and all that stuff, Netflix needs the big dogs. That's why all these main call-ups or NXT call-ups, most of them are going on Monday Night Raw. So Ruka should go on SmackDown to build up that women's division. Joe Hendry should be on Monday Night Raw to build up that main event division. Joe Hendry's not going to be going against Roman Reigns anytime soon. He's not going to be in a main event level program on Monday Night Raw. What was the rush? Overall, look, WrestleMania Night 2 was pretty good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It wasn't that long. I don't have an issue with that. I watch WWE for the entertainment, for the storytelling. So I don't care. All right. I don't care about the matches. I'll watch AEW on Wednesdays nights, which leads me to the next company, All Elite Wrestling. Let's talk about AEW. AEW is a company that I have been supporting since day one when they opened their fucking doors. I remember sitting down. Let me tell you the story. I don't think I've had enough time to tell this story. I saw something on the internet. One of my good friends, I'm not going to say his name. We're not friends anymore. So I'm going to take that back. One of my good friends in 2019 told me, hey, Jericho is going to wrestle for another company. What? Jericho? There's another wrestling company? What's going on? He told me about the Bucks. Kenny, mind you, I knew who they are already. Oh, what's All In? Okay. Mind you, I did not check out All In. I did not watch All In, the original All In, the independent show that was in Chicago. I watched that after. I watched the first Dynamite. I think I started watching the second or third Dynamite. And then I went back and watched the first two to catch up. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. But I did watch the first Double or Nothing. I remember that first Double or Nothing. That got me hooked. When I saw their Dynamite shows and they were getting 1 million views, I was getting hooked. I mean, you saw Hangman and Kenny, the Bucks. You saw them on national TV for a while after seeing them, grind on the independent scene and Ring of Honor really being the peak of their careers. We saw new up-and-comers like Darby Allin, MJF, Sammy Guevara, even though he's doesn't mean jack shit now. We saw a few of those. And then we saw some WWE guys come in once they started getting going. Moxley, And then Cody Rhodes leaves. The company, in my opinion, starts to slowly decline. A lot of the backstage shit comes out. A lot of people are questioning, hey, why would Cody leave this company that he started? CM Punk comes into the company. Well, CM Punk was there when Cody was there. So let me take it back. CM Punk comes into the company. Comes into professional wrestling for the first time in over 10 years in the United Center, sold out on a fucking rumor on a show that is now discontinued because nobody watches it on Rampage. It's one of my favorite moments in the last I don't even know how long. I was very emotional. Cody leaves. Punk becomes the guy. Him and Hangman, they're going into this great match at Double or Nothing. I believe it was. And then Hangman shoots. Hangman does the shoot promo. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, was the beginning of the end of the good days of AEW. He leaves. Brawl Out happens. I actually think Brawl Out was the real beginning. Brawl Out, and then he gets fired for the situation at Wembley. They showed the tape. They have not gotten a higher rating since. They have not gotten a higher rating since showing CM Punk's face when he was leading Monday Night Raw. Now, what do I think of the company today? Right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying covering it with Hoss on Wednesdays. I'm enjoying talking to it with my guy, with Kev, him, and everybody on Saturdays in the chat too. The chat's a little more active on Saturdays, so Saturdays I enjoy with talking to everybody about it. I enjoy talking to my friends in the UK about it, other influencers that I'm friends with behind the scenes about it. But they're not the same AEW I fell in love with. I think Tony Khan lost the plot. I think he cares more about giving us the Dave Meltzer 5-star matches now than producing good television. Granted, the last few months of AEW television have been great. I'm more talking about from like 2024 to now. The company's not been great. A lot of ups and downs, but more downs than ups. Will they be fucked when their TV deal comes up with Warner Brothers? I believe no. I know a lot of people are going to say, dude, they're screwed. WWE's getting all the rights, this and that. Though, if I really need to, I will make a separate video, or I will make time for it, because I believe they'll be fine. They'll probably go on Prime. Their pay-per-views are already there. The NBA's there, etc. They got a lot of shit to fix with this company. Darby Allin being the world champion is a good risk, meaning I give Tony props for doing this and having the boss do something different. But in reality, you're going to, I believe, now granted, I still want to see how tonight plays out against Brody King. But if you have MJF win the TNT title and he doesn't chase after the world title going to Double or Nothing, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why? We'll wait and see. But I'll be honest, I'm enjoying AEW more than any wrestling company right now, especially their pay-per-views. I'm not getting hit with fucking ads. My only problem with the AEW pay-per-views is the fact that it is too long, and that some matches do not need to be added on the card the night or two before, sometimes the day of. That is my only issue with AEW pay-per-views. Otherwise, it is a great watch. The production looks great. The matches are 5-star, whatever the fuck that means. I mean, their venues look great. The crowds are alive. Their main events fucking hit. So I'm enjoying AEW. They just got a lot of shit to work on in the business wise, because their business sucks. Their in-ring product's great, but their creative and business sucks. WWE's business is great, and their creative sucks. AEW has problems with both. Their business sucks and their creative sucks. Now, we don't really know what their business is. It's private. We don't know if they're losing or gaining. A lot of people think they're not making money. they're probably not making that much, which is why the pay-per-views are coming. They won't ever do the Peacock streaming service deals, but they're making something. All right. They're making something. We don't know. They're so private that we don't really get that from AEW unless Warner Brothers really wants it. They own a minority stake. I can go on. That's a whole different subject. But the last topic here, we'll go into a quick ad, and then we will talk about the Aaron Rodgers stuff, and we'll go back into the Steelers stuff. TNA, Total Nonstop Action. I love this fucking company. I think TNA is a great watch. I know I cover it. I know me and Kev interview a lot of the talent. I like watch. I don't know how to. Yes, I take TNA serious, but people got to understand, like, they're not financial. They're not there yet when it comes to. I don't know how to explain it because I'm not. Without making it seem like I'm saying something dumb, because I love the product. I love what it stands for. I love those 3 letters. Those 3 letters will forever have a place in my heart. I hope that they stay by themselves in the future. I don't want them to go under the TKO WWE umbrella officially, like the AAA product. I don't want TNA to be a AAA product. That's when I will, kind of be not turned off, but like, come on, man. I think they're doing great TV. I think they have work to do when they do live. They don't do live shows on Thursdays much. They're gonna be in not this week, but I think next week. I like a lot of the wrestlers there. Santana's our fucking guy. We ride or die for our guy Santana. I'm enjoying what they're doing. I hope they kind of stay on their not on their own lane, because at the end of the day they need WWE to grow. But I think the way we see WWE, I'm trying to find the right words, because it might sound like I'm speaking gibberish, but I'm trying to make it sound in a way where I make it where it sounds like I want TNA to grow, where I'm not shitting on them, because I'm not. I'm not at all. Use the WWE partnership to your advantage without letting them really take the control. And I don't think it's there. It's not there. I'm not saying that's happening. No, 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 no. But there have been some decisions recently that you could debate about. Who has the influence? Now, Carlos went on Busted Open, who I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to look straight into my fucking camera, into this microphone. This $200, $250 microphone. I've watched TNA before the 2010s. Carlos Silva is the best thing to happen to this company in a long time. TNA would not have this AMC deal. Now, you could say the WWE, yes. Let's be honest. TNA does not even get into the UBS arena without Carlos. TNA doesn't even get into AMC without Carlos. This man sets goals and he achieves them. Now, the reason why I bring him up, people can think what they want, right? I have my pictures with him. People think that my partners are friends. That's for you guys to fucking determine. We're here to talk about TNA and to do what we do here. So you guys can make your own fucking assumptions on what me and my guys at the network got going on. That's none of your guys' business. And I know a lot of people online have given us some crap about it in the past. None of your business. Me and my guys will do what we do, and you guys on your .nets will do what you do. And that's coming from me, PGH Chris, nobody else. He's great. I appreciate him going on Busted Open, clearing the air that it was his decision to pull Nick Nemeth from the MJF card at Creative Pro. At the end of the day, he made a decision that feels like it is the best for his company, and you cannot knock the guy for it. Do I 100% like it? I mean, at the end of the day, I wasn't going to the event. It wasn't being streamed. So I really don't give a fuck. But let's say in the global aspect of, in the big scene of things, right? Because I love I actually love all wrestling. I don't just have that on my handle for shits and giggles. I actually like all wrestling. I can give my opinions and be critical, but I actually love it. Now, he made it. Well, I don't give a shit because it wasn't being streamed. Now, if it was, let's say again, because I like wrestling, the idea of Nick Nemeth and MJF, yes, that's a fucking banger match. Of course, it's disappointing that that match isn't gonna happen. Of course. But at the end of the day, guys, they're not signed under the same umbrella. There was clearly miscommunication on both ends, the talent and management on both sides. And he made a decision that, again, he felt like he needed to make for his company. What the fuck is that? What is so hard about that? Well, how is that so hard to understand? It's not. It's not. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that segment of the pro wrestling talk, the rare, very, very rare pro wrestling talk that we do here on the PGH Chris show, I appreciate it. Again, we do incorporate it on the show. I do incorporate a topic, but it's not the main focus here on my show. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers reporter and commentator. I talk about the NFL. I talk about my Pittsburgh teams. Once in a while, when I'm feeling spicy and I want to get shit off my chest that I feel like I should speak for myself and nobody else, because I might say some shit that's whatever. At least I want to do it here, and I will do it once in a while. So don't get used to this. This was once in a while. Again, you guys know where to find us. Sports Jedi Network. That's where you can go find the wrestling stuff. And I'll be back here in a second after a word from G Fuel, and then we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers. All right, quick timeout in today's video.